Okay, so when it comes to visualizing quantitative data, the most commonly used visualization is a histogram. A histogram is a little bit like a column chart, and what we need to do is we take our series, like for example GDP per capita, and put it into ranges. So we identify for GDP per capita the lowest value and the highest value, and then we split it up into classes or data ranges, and then we just count the number of observations within a certain data range. In Excel, creating a histogram is relatively easy. So what we do is we just highlight, for example now, our quantitative variable GDP per capita, which is Y. Or I could use this one here too, it doesn't matter, but I'll take this one. And then we go to Insert, Recommended Charts, All Charts. And then if you go down, you can see there's the histogram. There's not much else you can do. And you click on it. If you want to, you still can modify it. And what I will do is I quickly move that chart. So I right clicked, moved that chart, and I call it histogram. Put it into a new sheet called histogram. So you can see what Excel did, and I call it histogram of Y, or GDP per capita. So what Excel did is it looked at the data and it realized, okay, the lowest observation, the smallest value is 1037. The highest value is 78,037. And then it broke up that range into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 classes. And then it counted the number of observations in each class. And so here they are close to 40. We can add probably the data labels. We want to put that maybe outside. So like 48 countries are in the income category between 1,037 and 12,037. So that is a histogram. You can already see, well, that doesn't look like a bell-shaped curve. That's not really normally distributed. And it is what statisticians would say, or data scientists, what they would say is that this data is skewed to the right. So it has a long right tail. Whenever something has a long right tail, it is skewed to the right. And that can be a problem, and that is not something that data scientists or statisticians really like, because it makes data analysis a little bit more complicated, but that is something that we will address a little bit later. So at this point, what you should understand is what is a histogram, and what does it display. And essentially a histogram is a little bit like a column chart for categorical data, except that our categories are data ranges. And then we show how many observations fall into those various data ranges. So that is one way of doing it, and in the next video I'll introduce another visualization which is also quite interesting, but something that requires a little bit of a playing around with Excel, because there's no readily available tool for it, and that is a stem and leaf plot. But that is something I will do in the next video.